game day for one of America's most historic sports teams. The Atlanta Braves are a storied franchise, but their tomahawk chop began attracting Native American criticism in the 1990s. And for some, it's untenable in an era when racial injustice is on the global agenda.
They're getting beat by 9 runs. You got a runner on first with 2 outs, and you start that. It's like, as an adult fan, it's like, this is not cool.
Fans don't come much more lifelong than teacher Ryan Cothran.
It's embedded in my system. I have been a Braves fan since basically I could talk and walk.
He's leading a virtually one-fan campaign to change his beloved team's name with the times.
What better way to honor your heritage than to name it after the greatest baseball player that has ever donned a Braves uniform?
Hank Aaron's iconic status transcended the Braves as he braved racist death threats and racial injustice. But Ryan's campaign to pay Hammerin' Hank the ultimate honor by renaming the Braves after him is a struggle.
This discussion about the future of the Braves name has been on the cards for some time. And in July 2020, the local Atlanta newspaper polled nearly 6,000 fans. 87% of them said the Braves should not change their name. And 40% said they wouldn't support the team if they did.
Ryan isn't deterred by those numbers.
I got a Hammers hat and a Hammers jersey, so right on.
But even Hank Aaron fans aren't sure.
Decision above my head, I'm still going to support the home team.
I don't feel too strongly, but I find pride in the Braves as well. But I support Hammer Hank as well, so.
If people are offended by it, we should definitely think about, making adjustments.
It seems like much ado about nothing to me. And even if I don't see how it's insulting because Braves were supposed to be warriors, so I would think it would actually be a compliment, not anything derogatory.
Racial justice and sport frequently collide. US athletes Tommy Smith and John Carlos were castigated for their so-called Black Power salute at the 1968 Olympic Games, the year Martin Luther King was assassinated. But today they're icons, as is NFL player Colin Kaepernick, who's taken the knee in 2016, continues to resonate beyond sport. Other sports franchises with names arguably more overtly offensive to Native Americans have adjusted.
We are all Cleveland Guardians.
Next season, Cleveland will abandon the Indians name after more than a century. And NFL's Washington football team is currently in its 2nd season after dropping the Redskins name and banning fans from wearing both headdresses and war paint inside their stadium. But there's always resistance.
We're in the cancel culture, and I felt weird having to call the stadium to ask if I could wear my old jerseys in, or would I be turned away.
We have a lot of our friends who actually have rebelled and will not even come to the Redskin games anymore. True Redskin fans who actually will not. And a lot of that has to do with the kneeling as well. I disagree with that.
It doesn't offend me personally, but I understand where it can offend some, and that's why it had to be changed in this day and age.
The Braves have tried to phase out the tomahawk chop, even if the branding remains prominent, while paying tribute to Native American heritage. So will that contextualization be enough, for now at least?
The Braves have partnered with a few Native American organizations in an attempt to kind of smooth this over. I still think that there's still some work to do.
The Braves have repeatedly stated they've no plans to change their name, but Ryan hopes demographics will be impossible to ignore.
I listen to the younger generation and how it makes them feel. And I talked to them about this as 6th graders, and they said, yeah, that's not cool.
Owen Fairclough, CGTN, Atlanta, Georgia.